Hello there, welcome to the channel, Loving Life on Less. Winston Churchill said, when you're in your 20s, you care about what everyone thinks. When you are in your 40s, you stop caring. And when you are in your 60s, you realise no one was thinking about you in the first place. This video is about 6 life lessons I have learned now I'm in my early 50s, which I wish I had known earlier. Number 1. I wish I had cared a lot less about other people's opinions of me. When I was growing up, I was a middle child with 2 much louder and more confident siblings. I was always in the middle, trying to avoid their conflict and be the ever-calm diplomat. This taught me to withhold my anger and feelings for the sake of peace. I expressed few opinions, and other people's needs to express their opinions always found my ear. To this day, I still read people's faces as they speak, and if they are going to a darker or more uncomfortable place, I will know instinctively what to say to make them feel better. That way, we both get to avoid any discomfort. When I was 20, I thought this was a weakness. I was so sure every single word I did speak was so uber scrutinised and every physical flaw was so highlighted that I would comment very little but would listen a lot. My confidence was low, and I was sure if anybody had anything to say about me, they would be speaking negatively. When I got into my 30s, I started to care less for opinions. I'd started to bloom professionally at work, and my opinions and experience mattered in the workplace. The more people listened, the more my confidence grew, and my need for their personal acceptance fell away. My head had started to rise after years of looking at the ground. Now, in my 50s, I see other people so caught up in their own lives and only wanting to talk about themselves and their problems, their weekend away, their children, their financial issues. I now realise they was never ever concerned with my life. It was always about them. I would have garnered negative comments and positive comments no matter what I did. So rather than play safe as I had in the past, I wish I'd dared to live my path earlier. I would have taken more chances, chased my true dreams earlier rather than followed the crowd on the path of the expected and the mundane. And I would certainly have listened to my gut instincts more rather than my inner worrying voice. I now know my ability to be a good listener and a wise friend, a calm voice in a sea of emotion, and my capability to change people's darkening moods to feel better is a gift and a blessing. I also use those traits for myself. I am my own wisest friend. I am calm when there's a sea of emotion around me. And if I feel my moods are darkening, I can usually make myself feel better. I finally have the confidence to pursue my dreams, to join in conversations without worrying about what people think of my content, and have the ability to take any negative words and just shrug them off. I wish I had cared less at 20. I wish I had embraced change, because it is a constant. Change is the only constant thing in life, and yet many of us resist it. We often cling to the familiar and fear the unknown. However, understanding that change is an inherent part of existence brings peace and resilience. Embracing change allows us to adapt more readily to life's fluctuations and see them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. There is nothing definite in this world other than change. Things will change. The weather, your mood, the economy, the Prime Minister, the stock exchange, the colour of your walls, even the alignment of the planets. It all changes. The unexpected will happen, and when it does, we should pause and breathe before we make our next move. Nothing stays the same, and nor should we. We should move with the tides of life, surfing them like a seasoned pro and never thinking about drowning. We have got this far. Nothing should faze us, not even change. The third thing I wish I had known was seeing failure as a stepping stone to better things and not life crushing. I have failed so many times in so many things, and it is only as I step back and look at these failures I can see the lessons they brought and the strength they gave me. Embracing failure with an open mind and a willingness to learn transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Each failure provides invaluable lessons and insights that pave the way for future achievements. Success often arises from the ability to persevere and learn from mistakes. When you know better, you do better, and that takes falling, picking yourself back up, dusting yourself back off, and starting again. Wherever you fail, take the information and grow from it. I wish I had invested in self-improvement and personal development a lot earlier. Personal development is a bit of a buzzword, and in the last few decades it has grown in popularity. It has spawned thousands of books, and the internet has given us access to hundreds of self-improvement gurus and their content on how to upgrade our lives. It's only in the last few years I have started reading self-development books and watching the content. I wish I'd started earlier, because from the ancient Stoics to the likes of Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, and modern day greats like James Clear, I have learnt so much. Taking on other people's knowledge, you can skip a few painful lessons in life, save yourself time, and go straight to the growth and productivity. If you find a book where an author has experienced your current issues and then went on to find a pathway out with success, why wouldn't you take that cut through, learn from their mistakes, and you'll get to skip a few of your own mistakes? And of course, learning new skills, whether it be gluten-free baking, sewing, rewiring a home, or even growing plants so everything you touch thrives. These are all forms of self-development, forever changing your landscape and giving you new fields to plough with your skills. Personal development is an ongoing process that enhances various aspects of our lives, whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing education, improving our social skills, maybe looking at developing emotional intelligence. Investing in personal growth will pay dividends. Continuous improvement not only broadens our horizons, but will also boost our confidence and resilience in the face of life's challenges. If it wasn't for Jim Rohn and his wonderful presentations on YouTube on self-development and confidence and just taking a chance, I would never have dared to think that I had anything worth saying to thousands of people on YouTube. But here I am. Keep learning and keep growing. You never know where the path may lead. If you like our content so far, please subscribe to the channel. We will be publishing at least 2 videos a week on YouTube in 2024. Thank you so much, Lee. Now on to number 5. I wish I had prioritised mental and emotional well-being. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to neglect mental and emotional well-being. Overwhelm can lead to every day feeling like a speeding train journey, and you only get off at the end of the day when you fall into bed. And even then, it can feel like you're still moving. The modern world expects less from us physically than it has done for our predecessors, but it does want every bit of our time and attention. After a day of staring at a screen, earning money, or running a house, meeting the needs of families and friends, shopping, tending the garden, watching the depressing news, and eating stimulant food just to get us through the overwhelm of information, our brains feel full of clutter and stifled feelings. So only when we get to bed can we let it all go until the next day. And that's only if you can get straight off to sleep. It feels like that train is permanently motoring down the track and you can't get off. Understanding the importance of self-care and mindfulness can lead to a healthier and more balanced life. Cutting out the unnecessary from your day. Turning the news off. Popping a freezer meal in the oven rather than cooking something from scratch again. Telling your son, "Sorry love, I can't babysit tonight, I have a lot on, how about at the weekend?" And taking some time for yourself. Whatever's going to give you some space to pause, breathe, and recalibrate. You can't give to others if you are mentally exhausted. As they say, you can't pour from an empty jug, so take time to refill you before you continue to pour for other people. Prioritizing your mental health and emotional well-being will empower you to navigate stress, build more meaningful connections, and cultivate a positive mindset. And finally, practice gratitude regularly. It's only in the last few years I have found, without doubt, where focus goes, energy flows. If you watch the news often, you will be living in a world of war, grifting politicians, rape, murder, violence, and economic disaster. If you focus on a neighbour you don't like, you will notice every little detail that is congruent to why you don't like them, and those feelings of dislike and negativity will be amplified. Self-help master Tony Robbins explains it so well. Say you buy a new car, something you've never had before. Let's say it's a red Ford truck. You will then go about noticing all the other red Ford trucks on the road and in your neighbourhood. You never did before, but now you do. This is because a part of the brain called the reticular activating system is now on permanent observation to move your attention to things that are relevant to you. This is red Ford trucks. In the universal scope of things, this is basically like attracts like. So, if you focus on the small joys of each day, the richness of your daily coffee, the hug from a grandchild, the beautiful singing blackbird in your garden, you will kickstart your reticular activating system to look for more things to be grateful for. And when you express the gratitude and feel grateful, more love and abundance will flow to you. Keeping a gratitude journal, just 1 or 2 lines a day, will help. It'll help cultivate an attitude of gratitude, a habit of gratitude, or by thanking God in prayer daily, or by taking a moment to breathe in and being totally present during good things that happen in your life. These will all magnify the experiences. By appreciating the positive aspects of life, both big and small, by acknowledging the blessings around us, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, and this fosters contentment and a positive outlook in life. What you focus on, you will get more of, so ensure the bad news and negativity in your world, the dial is on low. What things have you learnt over the years that you wish you had known when you were younger? Let us know in the comments down below. I have come to the conclusion the gifts of getting older are as rich and as much a blessing as the beauty and vigour of youth. Wisdom is like a coat of protective varnish applied to you with each passing year of life. You get to see the pitfalls before they even appear, rather than naively walking into them like when you were younger. You know in your gut when somebody is in your tribe, and also know who to avoid when they are toxic. And that calmness and serenity that experience brings, by not overreacting to every bit of daily minutiae, or being triggered by someone who accidentally says a word you deem offensive. Life has become too short to live in a whirlpool of stress and hurt feelings. You've given in to the wonderful world of wisdom. The sunrises seem so much brighter and the sunsets more beautiful with each passing day. And now, I hear more birds singing. I feel so much more grateful for my loss in this world, and I smile so much more than I ever did as a youngster. Getting older is wisdom giving lessons and so many blessings, and I wouldn't want it any other way.